Good morning, guys. Aunt T got a bug up her spine to start cleaning again. So guess what? I've been doing that. Everything's got clutter all over it again because I had to move what I had in the first place and go through it. But, and I got to go through this too. But I moved all buckets out of the way. The only thing that's in the way, and now you just seen it, but is what was on top of the refrigerator. I have a whole lot more room in here than I did. I moved the refrigerator and put the yoga mats actually underneath it because this winter there's a giant cold air return underneath there, and I know where the other ones are, and they're not covered, but they're inconspicuous, and I don't need as many as I had. I had a cold air return in front of my furnace inside that door, as a matter of fact, as I'm pointing to things that you probably can't even see. And yeah, my shirt's on inside out. You know why? Because I had to go outside and I didn't have the appropriate shirt on, so I just threw this one on over top. And yes, I have this on. I am sweating, and my hair was in the way, and I couldn't find a hair tie. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna bandana it. No, it doesn't mean anything because it's got all the colors in it, but it's primarily red looking when you look at it. Oh, had my cup of coffee. So that's lime water. It's like one squirt of lime in a thing of water. There's this corner right there that I just can't do anything with. And I tried to get all the crap out of it, but it wouldn't come out. I'm going to have to find like a, I don't know, get down and go with a paper towel tube or something. I don't know. Oh, but I decided yesterday when I was doing my vlog that it's getting piled up in here again and I can't do that anymore. So Aunt T put herself on a few tasks today, and guess what? I'm probably going to be dead for the next week from allergies because I forgot to take my pill. Yay, go me! But you can't help it when stuff's got to be done. It's got to be done. Nobody else is going to. Nobody else made this mess. Nobody else is going to clean this mess up for me. Seriously. And that's the rule I always say to myself. I'm like, Tressa, you're such a jerk for doing that to yourself. Why? Why do you do this to yourself? Again, I was sick last week. Well, not sick. I was down with allergies last week. This week, I'm down with allergies again. I'm not going to let it stop me. This has to be done. Whether I have visitors or not. It just has to be done. It's driving me crazy. I have to tear my bed apart and take all the sheets off because I have like maybe 3 fitted sheets between me and the mattress because this mattress is one of those Nectar mattresses and it was Alana's and she's got nowhere to put it, but she said I could go ahead and use it. Well, I'm protecting it, so all those sheets need to come off and be washed because they've been on there for probably a month and they smell like fart. I mean, you sleep in a bed, it's gonna smell like fart. All the clothes I'm finding. I have 2 big boxes that I have a stash of stuff in that I need to go through. Well, the big box really needs to start going out in the trash. It will. Trash guys did not come on Thursday this week. I don't know what their problem is, but they did not come on Thursday this week. They didn't tell me they were changing the schedule either. They just show up whenever they feel like showing up. So I'm stuck again. I almost have to dig this pink box out again and put it somewhere so I can just put my garbage in it that I don't, like my little pieces that aren't gonna rot, and just set it in there. And it's probably gonna have to live right where I just cleaned out in front of my bike. But I have to do something. I have to do something. So anyway, I'm cleaning. What do you think? Is it time to do some housework? Maybe it's time to do some yard work. Oh! No, Aunt T is not going to go out there after dusting all this stuff and going and doing grass too. I still got my corner to work on. That couch bed over there has become a catch-all because nobody's coming over to spend the night. So, I mean, if they are, then I'll clean it off. But I will straighten it out. I'm going to straighten it out for sure, but it needs to really be straightened out at least. This other catch-all thing, I'm going to have to find somebody somewhere else for it too, because it's in the way. It's in the way, and I don't know what to do with it. It's actually, for what it is, being like one of those structures like that stupid closet thing that I had, it's actually pretty darn sturdy. It clicks together, and it has that like paper type cloth stuff on it too, but that doesn't seem to be an issue. But I have to find somewhere to put them. I know, people, my nails. Isn't that great? That's what happens when you're cleaning your house. So I got to figure out a place for them. Like, I'd like to somehow affix it to the wall, but I'm not even sure if that's doable. I mean, I could make it into two and put it somewhere. I'm not even looking at you. I'm just like thinking out loud again. So, I just wanted to show you my hockey mask. I took it out of there. I tried to get Stay Weird to stay up in my window, and it won't. Besides, if I put it up in that window, the intended person to see it won't be able to see it because that fridge is in the way. So, scrap that idea. I'd probably put it in my bathroom with all those funky discs all over the place. I'd probably put it in my bathroom. Ooh. Cat fuzz. But I don't know if you even know about Stay Weird. I got it no, I didn't get it at that. I got it at a resale shop for $3. And you know my theme is aliens, and you know a lot of people know why. Well, Stay Weird. So it's probably going up in my bathroom. I got turned off. There it is. Because it's pretty cool, and it would look nice with all those CDs. So, well, it's not what I intended, but it's fun. So he's going to stay right there. It's up by one screw, but it's also got that ledge it's on. It's kind of covering up my wires in the corner too, so there's that. I guess I'm going to have to start putting CDs up around that too, because it's going to be funky. I'm going to turn it off though, because I really don't need it on. It's daylight. It's a beautiful day out there. Oh, is it beautiful out there? But I'm really not, after kicking up all this dust, there's no way in the world I am going to go and mow my lawn. Possibly tomorrow. Maybe. It is Sunday, I think, but it is still this discount electricity time. So whatever clothing that I'm finding, I really want that in here. I don't want that out there. But in order to have, I don't think this one has it. No, this one's just plugged in. In order to have this one lamp work, it kind of has to just be plugged in. And then if I turn it off, that's the switch for in here. Oh, that can go back up there. Well, that was Alana's little thing. Come on. There we go. So, yeah, that's the switch. So, I mean, nothing. That's full. That's full. I'm rinsing now. I mean, so I would have to have this light on and that light on to get it to work in there. So I'm like, that's a dark corner. We might as well Stay Weird in there. Eventually, maybe I'll get a lamp that I can turn on and off with a switch, an independent switch. Oh, hold on. Thought one of my solar lamps came undone. No, it was a twin, and the twin kind of just quit working so well. So I took it off and took it apart and trashed it because I wanted to see what was inside. It wasn't working anyway. What was I going to do? Re-break it? Break it some more? I don't think they're fixable. I'm pretty sure you can jury rig them to do something with like a USB or whatever. I tried that though with something and it just kind of burnt all the lights out. So I was like, okay, they're not wired for indoor indoor wiring, like to plug it into a wall. So you really shouldn't. You might figure out how to do it, but I haven't figured out how to do it myself yet. So I'm just warning, if you're playing with wires like that, my experience with it is it turned on, it did great, and then all of a sudden I smelled smoke and burning wires and everything burnt out. So it wasn't in doing that in a house with a really faulty wiring anyway. You're going to end up with a fire inside your wall. So I don't really fart around with it that much with that. I just do it. Why are not anything? The sun is out and nothing is running. I'm going to have to go outside. We'll go outside and see what's going on with my solar panels. Wonder if they're needing to be dusted off or something. Okay, well, that little thing is trash. I got it at a resale shop. Why are my solar panels not working? I wonder if it's unplugged inside. It could have did that too, because I've been moving stuff around, so I might have unplugged it. So we'll find out what the problem is. Here's my garlic. Here's me too. Ha, garlic. Ew, house flies. You guys stay out here. Nasty things. And then my solars. This one I'm not sure if it still works or not, but I'll try again. It's a nice sunny day. That thing has to go in the trash. Or, I don't know. It's going in the trash, Tressa. It's got to go in the trash, okay? You got it at a resale shop. I'm thinking about taking these door flaps off and getting new ones next year because they're kind of shredded. Or figuring out what to do with those. I took a plastic one apart that I'd had behind. I'd had two over in the Great Beyond. And I had the two up because I thought I was going to use one for a window, but you need to affix it on both sides of the, like the opening is in the middle, and then you got to affix it on both sides of each of the door flaps. And then I was like, well, how is that going to adhere to each other in the middle with the magnets? It wasn't going to. So I scrapped the idea, and it was junk after I took it off the wall anyway. It had a bunch of, well, at the top it had like a big gap where the plastic had gotten separated from the Velcro. So Aunt T kept the Velcro. Aunt T also kept all the dang magnets. These really long ones are still magnets. I mean, these two are sticking to each other. Not that you want to see up my nose or anything. But yeah, these two are sticking to each other. They're like magnets. I'm like, hey, that's cool. I might need magnets. And then they had these ones in there too. I was like, well, if that was $20, that's $20 worth of magnets and Velcro. Now I gotta, and then what I'm going to do, I've been storing stuff in the old bathroom. I never go in there. And I'm like, okay, that room is almost empty. Almost always empty. Except for whatever junk was in there, and I already picked that out of there and threw it out. And I'm like, and I never go in there. And I have these things that are useful to me, but I had nowhere to put them. So I just started stacking them up in that room. Especially over the vent. It doesn't need to be heated either. So I just started stacking stuff in that room. And then Alana's old room has got stuff stacked into it. I have to get past whatever's at the opening and actually put things in there. But whatever. Because that way I can store more stuff in there. And the cats can get into Alana's old room, but they can't get into where that bathroom is. So chemicals, tools, anything I don't want peed on, like a project I'm doing but later, can all go in that room. It's got cupboard. There's like bathroom cupboards in it and stuff. There's no commode. The commode's sitting on my porch. And there's two machines in there I can't get out. So that don't really quite do their job. So I got I got to clean off the counter in the kitchen and the table behind the bike. And then I got to clean this corner out, which is tomorrow's work. Or later on. I'm going to take a rest right now. I'm giving you a video right now. There was going to be an OPAM because I noticed she posted another video, but there wasn't really much for me to comment on because somebody done her dirty. And somebody did her dirty, and if I'd have been there, they wouldn't have did her dirty. She'd have gotten them platters she wanted. I'd have gone over to that woman's cart and took them. I'd have put them right back into Pam's cart. And then I'd said, stop me. It's not 1980, and it's not Cabbage Patch Kids. It's freaking tin platters. Really? Somebody had to do that? Go and yank them out right up, basically out of her hands. She could have got hurt. They could have sprained her wrist. When Pam said the way she came in there past her butt, and this is another reason that didn't get posted either, is because it didn't hear my comment because I hadn't yelled over it or something. I would have farted really loud and really hard when that woman had her face down there. I really would have. That's just disgusting. And I'd have said to them, and then she would have been, oh, I'd have been, you're disgusting too. Leave me alone. Get out of my butt. I had some old guy in well, Alana calls it the spit shop. The reason she calls it the spit shop is because the Salvation Army. And she makes fun of it. So she says the Salvation Army. And so she calls it the spit shop. Some old dude was behind me. The whole store. And this is a tiny little, it's about the size of my freaking house. The parts of the house that you see, wow, there's an echo in here. But the parts of the house that you see, that's about the size of the freaking store. Like, so I'm walking around and I stop to look at something and the guy goes, excuse me, can I get through? He's like right at the end of the aisle. He could have turned around and walked the other way. Excuse me, can I get through? I said, you can get out of my ass. And he looks at me and goes, oh, I would never be in there. Oh, how rude. And then he went and told an employee, and she says, oh, wow, that was rude, wasn't it? And he walked out the store, and I'm still over there doing my business. I'm like, man, leave me alone. Get away from me. Turn around and go somewhere else. People, I swear. I mean, is it really worth the 10-cent deal? Okay, $1.25 if it's a tin, whatever, if it's a whatever. Is it really worth that? To shove people out of the way? To grab them out of their hands? This is like rioting, but controlled rioting or something. Do people not know how to grow up? And here I am ranting about that crap again. People don't know how to treat each other. What happened to this society? Excuse me, please. I mean, excuse me, please. What does it hurt somebody to say to somebody? How does it harm you to say, excuse me? And yeah, okay, the old guy did say, excuse me. But again, I walked in that store, he was right behind me. I stopped to look at some things on the counter, like free breads or something, because sometimes they do that. And he stopped like I was in his way. He could have got around me. But he stopped like I was in his way. And when I moved, he walked past everything I was looking. I was like, geez, really? Oh. So, that one goes there. This one goes here. Sorry, I just got distracted to see why my solar things aren't working at the moment. So, then there was a thing that she'd said, and you go for it, you do what you want to do. But I have found, working with E6000, it will come apart. I had a few of my solar lights, like those little tiny Dollar Tree garden ones. I had them glued onto my window with it, and they fell off. But let me find it. Go over to the shoes. Dad says This is the cheapest part of the goo brand. You can get tool goo, you can get all sorts of goo, craft goo, which is not E6000. E6000 is a different animal altogether. But he says go over there and get this from the shoe area at Walmart. I'm going to tell you about that stuff. That stuff needs to sit right on next to your duct tape, which duct tape isn't really reliable anymore either. But it used to fix everything, but it doesn't stick very well anymore. That stuff, I had a car. I can't remember. It was a little Taurus, little Ford Taurus. It had a 2-door, whatever. I think it was blue. Anyway, that old thing got so rusty that the trunk sunk down over top of the tires, and it just busted and quit. But a couple of years beforehand, Dad had glued a mirror back in, because I think I backed out and caught the mirror on something. He glued the mirror back in. That mirror lasted longer than that car did. So if you really want permanent, shoe goo. We call it goop, but shoe goo. And yes, lights on. And yes, I have used both. I'll show you. Oh yeah. That one right there and that one right there. The device fell off of that one. But that one right there is stuck on with the goop. Now, if I went outside, and I don't know if you can see the ring of it from outside, because I have that, it makes rainbows, and I like it. That's goop. That's E6000. The E6000 one fell off. The goop is still there. So, and I know the goop looks the same on the one, but whatever. But yeah, the device fell off on the one. So, oh man, I got a nasty ass as is headache. My irises are not blooming yet. I do not know what this mound is. See, irises. Right over there, irises. I don't know what that mound is. It's probably, I don't know. I think Dad said it might have been from, it might have been from when they dug out underneath the house to get the house to park in this lot. I dig in it and I use the dirt when I can't afford to get cat litter. In the summertime, a lot of times that's what I do, is I will go out there and get cat litter instead of buying it. Saves me a few bucks. But that is inviting bugs in your house. And I've already told you I already got bugs in my house. So did I rinse that one? All right. Oh yeah, and I better turn that off. The one big solar panel that is stuck to my window, you may have seen a strip of double-sided tape. That was to make sure that the glue dried. And the glue dried. So there's that information, if you must know. Now, another thing that I noticed, remember I told you I started taking collagen and biotin? Oh, I gotta pick those things up. They spilled when I was cleaning, but my back hurts right now. I should take some Tylenol. I don't know if you noticed in other videos. I'm sure Pam's seen it on my arm. Can't zoom. I know you can't zoom. I had eczema really bad. Like, it was a terrible rash all up and down my arm, and I was scratching it all of the time. And it's... Well, let's zoom back out. Well... Wrong light. It doesn't itch. It may be a little scarred, but it doesn't itch whatsoever. Oh, I was carrying a brick one day. It's still, like I said, maybe a little scarred or something like that. That rash is just like basically decided to go somewhere else. It's not a horrid rash anymore. That's a shirt. Ooh, I know what to do with that. I know what to do with that. Another thing I started doing is I have these projects that I decided, oh, I'm going to do this with that, and I'm going to do that with that, and then they get cut up, and all of a sudden, I don't want to do that. So they're laying around. Well, guess what? They're going in the trash. They could be rags. I got enough rags. I don't need to hoard rags too. They're going in the trash. If I find one that I'm actually going to do and started doing and it's done, I'm keeping it. But otherwise, it's garbage. That's still hoarding. I'm like, oh, I was going to use this. Oh, I was going to use it, but I never did I? So, on me. Here's something else I was going to ask her about. She works with Velcro, or not Velcro, elastic all the time. And that's what these little needles are for. I think they all got different sized holes in them. But what they do is they tuck tight in there so you can pull them through. I'll show you. They look like something, some sort of dental something or other, but you stick it in like a big huge needle and do that. And I personally have them because I make skirts out of stuff. I'll take a shirt, cut the neck off, cut the sleeves off, and make a skirt. Because usually a t-shirt, like a 2X, 3X t-shirt for me, the hem is already there. You just shove some Velcro in it, and I got something I can go out in the yard with, and you're not seeing my butt. So that's why I have them. If she would like them, she can have them. I can just go get more. Or she can see them and say, oh, I could get those. Or she might say, Tress, no, that don't work for me. I also have one that looks like, it's got two little teeth at the end of it. I don't like it as much, but it's got two little teeth at the end of it, and it looks like eyebrow pluckers, tweezers. And then it's got a little ring on it to lock it in. And then you can pull it through like a needle. I don't like that one as much because if you're too rough with it, it'll tear. It'll tear your elastic. And if you tear elastic, like the little white cloth around it, you tear elastic, it's going to start unraveling. So I don't like that one as much. So I wouldn't really I wouldn't really recommend that one for other people, but I've tried it because I've tried it. If you've had better luck with it, that's cool too. So that's another thing I wanted to say to her. It's all about Pam, you know. Well, it's not really all about Pam right now, because right now what I'm doing is I am super cleaning. I cleaned before and got it manageable. Now I'm super cleaning because little girls don't need to be walking into this. See, there's all my hangers I found. That side's okay because I was cleaning, and that stuff is the stuff I need to pick up because I spilt it just a minute ago. This is my bedroom. It's tough. It's really tough for me not to have a mess somewhere. I don't know if that's the ADHD. I don't know if that's the me thinking I have autism. I don't know what that is, but it's really tough for me not to have a mess somewhere. And it's not comfortable for it to be clean. It earlier when I said there's an echo in here, I don't like that. It feels empty. And my mind is you must fill up the empty spots. And then my other part of my mind is you don't have to do that. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's not empty, it's clean. So it's a psychological thing that I need to talk myself into. And yeah, I should be seeing a counselor, but I've never had a counselor that did anything for me. Except for, how does that make you feel? Let's up your Prozac. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. I'm not ever going back on their drugs again. Never. Because they did nothing but harm. They did nothing but make me gain weight and sit there like a zombie and not care about anything still. So I'm never going on their drugs again. And they can take their, how does that make you feel, and shove it right up their bum. Because they're not there. I caught one guy drawing Donald Duck when he was supposed to be making notes. And I caught another one, and it wasn't a guy that time. And I caught another one flaring her nostrils, pretending not to yawn. Another one, community mental health, started telling me her problems. And then the very first one I ever saw, which was a dude, I was about 15, maybe 14. And I was a big kid because I've been hazed my entire life by just about everybody, so I turned to food. This MF looked this little girl in the face and said, "You are fat. That's why you're having every single one of your problems." So Aunt T doesn't go see counselors because they're not there to help you. They're there to get a paycheck. If you've got a good counselor, good for you. I've never had one. One. And she's probably passed away now because Alana's 28. No. Jade's 25? 22, maybe? I don't remember. She was born, oh no. She was born the same year as 9/11. And that was a crisis pregnancy counselor because I put Jade up for adoption. And I think I've spoke about that before. I've settled my mind on it now because in the situation I was in, I was not able to be a good mom. So I put her up for adoption. Matter of fact, the father told me to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Apparently the father is still part of her life. Not my business. That's something her mom set up. Fine. Whatever. That's good. Oh, my bandage came off. That's good and healthy for her. I did not stay in her life. It is an open adoption, but I did not stay in her life because I did not want her mom feeling I was minding her business and being in her butt. She did an excellent job with this young lady. And the girl's got some learning disabilities and some issues. But her mom did an excellent job. Raised her mom, her sister was adopted as well. And they were just a fabulous family for her. And this is why I have come to peace with what I did. Is she, in the fact that I know she was raised well and had a good family, I did, as a mom, what I was supposed to do. I gave her a good family. Not my family, but a good family. That did break my heart to have to do. But again, she's a beautiful person, and they're wonderful people. I do know them. It is an open adoption. It's an open adoption in case one of these days she comes up with some sort of condition and her mom wants to say, or she wants to say, hey, is this normal on your side of the family or what? And I also wanted her to eventually, if she ever wants to reach out to me and say why, I want to let her know I love you. That's why. Sad, touchy subject to some people because you may be going through it yourself now, or you may have already gone through it yourself. And people deal with things differently. I dealt with it that way. Got to check the laundry again. I think today I'm going to just do laundry. Got my underbears hanging up. I hang those up in here because not out of embarrassment, but because I can. Blouses, I do that in here too. If it needs to be dried, I just hang it up over there. And then eventually I'll wear it. Oh, that's something I need to do with that line. Something. I gotta make, I don't know. I don't like the way it hangs like that. But, so my outside line, I like to have 4 sheets. Because it smells like you are sleeping on sunshine if you do that. Oh. I gotta put a Band-Aid back on my owie. Well, it's healing and it's shedding its shell. So I need to put a bandage on it so that what I'm doing in the house isn't going to get up in there and hurt me. I try to find terms like that because other people think, oh, to hear those words is kind of gross. And it is kind of gross sometimes. So, when it heals, I'll probably show it to you because there's nothing gross. It might be a scar, but there's nothing gross. But, so I think I'm going to have to do dishes tonight. I'm going to do laundry all day long. And then I'm going to have to do dishes tomorrow night. They're going to have to just wait. Or I could probably do them right now while I'm sitting here waiting for the laundry to go. But I actually restarted spinning that sheet. And now I have to wait until it's done doing that. So I'm not really sure how long this video is. But I wanted to just say, hey, how you doing? I'm doing housework again. I'm cleaning it up. Journey. Little turkey. I love that kid. I love her so much. I don't even know if she knows how much I love that. I love her. But, I'm pretty sure she knows because when I was there, and this happens every time I go, she's a sticker. She sticks to my side. Little journey sticker. She sticks to my side. Wherever I am, that's where she wants to be, which is cool. I mean, that makes you feel important. And I've already explained about Sterling. She's already, she's an adult and she's basically, a very private person, really. Just doesn't want to. I don't think I think she thinks she's in the way or something, maybe. I don't know. She just doesn't, I don't know. None of my business, really, honestly. I just take her for what I do is when I get Sterling time, I take advantage of having Sterling time. We have Sterling time and Aunt Tea time, and that's that. And I'm grateful for those times. But when she goes off to wherever she goes off to be by herself, I let her be by herself. Sometimes you just need to. And a lot of times I live by myself. You know why I live by myself? Because I don't like living with other people. I don't mind being alone. Sometimes I wander over to mom and dad's. A, because they need their house cleaned. And I've said that I don't know how many other videos. And B, because I get lonely and bored. I'm like, I got all this stuff I'm looking at all the time. Same stuff all the time. And I'd like to actually talk to somebody's face. And I really love my parents. I actually really love my parents. So I enjoy seeing. I should have been on the bike going and seeing them. It's such a beautiful day, but I have stuff I've got to get done. And then over there, and that's another reason I didn't really want to go over there yet, is because mom's going to be like, well, now that I want this and I need this and I need it like right away, now. And she doesn't do it on purpose, but it's like I don't have the allergy medication, and when I will probably have to go over tomorrow. I have to get my debit card. And I've been complaining about that for 2 weeks? So I will probably have to go over tomorrow. But I'm going to tell her I could do some light stuff today, but I'm not going to be digging in nothing right now. Especially since that's covered with at least 2 other cats' dander. The one that they had before this one and this one's dander. And I've said I'm not allergic to my cats because I live with them, but I'm allergic to everybody else's cats. And I'm going to be digging into their dander and their fur. Aunt T's going to be sick if she doesn't have the appropriate medications for that. So tonight, hopefully I'll get that kitchen all squared together after 9 o'clock. And I don't know, maybe run some of it today. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So I guess I'm going to get on off of here because I'm actually feeling nappish. I did a lot of work today. And I'm doing laundry. So boring. Boring. Not to me, though. It feels good to be able to do that. If you've ever been in a situation when you don't have the facilities to clean your clothes, you don't have running water in your home, you don't, that kind of stuff, something as simple as doing your laundry is a victory. And it almost feels like a luxury instead of, a ho-hum job. It almost feels like a luxury. That's another reason why I'm almost always doing my dishes and my laundry, is because I can. I've been in a situation, I've lived in this home without running water. So, yeah, I have. And I'll show it to you when I fill the basin up again. It's literally brown. And I think it's tannin though. But it's literally brown. I wash my clothes in it. I wash my dishes in it. I don't cook with it. So, anyway, I guess I'm going to get on off of here and say, I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye. That is literally what I have for water. And no, the basin isn't dirty. But I do have running water, so I can't complain about that. Well, and I need to really wash my face because the grubby hands and I've been wiping this, so I look like I have a mustachio. And 2, I lied. Sorry. I went to hang my sheet up and I picked up my mower and started mowing because I didn't want the sheet to touch the grass. It wasn't that long yet, but if I keep saying I'll do that tomorrow, I'll do that tomorrow, I don't care how I feel, I'll do that tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and I get busy with something else. No. It was a nice day and I shaved my lawn. So I mean it this time. I'll see you later.